Hey, let me let me chop it up with y'all real quick. We gonna joust real quick, man. Shout out to the chosen ones out there, man. You know what I'm saying? The hardest of the hardest because you got a heart. The greatest of the greatest because you are the great. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can reverse the camera a little bit. I ain't gonna be able to see myself, but I'm gonna be looking at myself like that anyway. Let me talk to you chosen ones. You know why our family and friends treated you the way they did? Because they knew you was gonna go the furthest. That's why they treated you the way they treated you. That's why they did you the way they did you. Because they know you was gonna go the furthest. They knew it since birth. They knew it. They always knew it, but they never wanted you to know. And at the same time, you know, if they wasn't in their ego, that's an owl. Surely is. If they wasn't in their ego so much, then they would be able to listen to their spirit. And it sounds like buku owls. Y'all hear 'em? I guess I'm dropping that old knowledge, that old wisdom. So like I was saying, right? Yeah, it is a owl. So the whole time, right? Your family and friends knew who you were since you was born. Some of these witches and warlocks did their magic. Some of these other highly levels of technology and other capabilities knew who you were. They saw you coming down in this atmosphere as a shooting star. Depending on your energy aura color, they saw that color coming through, right? Like one time I was up north and I was making my way to the train station and I saw I saw 8 shooting green stars and they was all going in different directions. And that was letting me know like, hey, that's the new baby chosen ones coming to this realm of reality, right? Because baby chosen ones is being born all the time, coming in all different variations: star seeds, chosen ones, rainbow, indigo, chosen, however you want to call it, right? And I remember seeing that, and I was like, wow, I never saw 8 shooting green stars. I never saw 8 shooting stars back to back. Let alone I never saw a green shooting star. So whatever type of energy they was, they all must have came from the same segment of planet or whoop-de-whoop, you feel me? So let me get back to the message, right? Your family and friends knew who you were before you got here. They knew what you was about, what you was capable of, right? And if they wasn't so far stuck up in the ego, then they would be able to see it from the spirit. But since we're not so congested in the ego, we could see things through the spirit, right? Because the ego will only allow you to use zoom in and zoom out, right? In a mirror. In a mirror. But see, when you navigating and you moving in the spirit, you could use the telescope, you could use the binoculars, you could use the microscope, you could use the magnifying glass, because throughout life you have to utilize different perspectives in order to hide your perspective. But if you stay in the same perspective, which is ego, you'll never be able to see anything outside yourself, but only yourself. And we can see the whole picture. We don't just color we don't just use specific colors for what we want in the coloring book. We utilize our colors for everything that's in the coloring book. You understand what I'm saying? And when people stuck in their ego, they so judgmental, so racist, so discriminative, and they don't want to utilize all the other colors because they feel like the one color that's their favorite color is the only color that could color everything in the coloring book. And that ain't how it work. We utilize our whole 64 Crayola, you know what I'm saying, to bring this horizon and our hieroglyphic mind state, our hieroglyphic vision, our mind's eye into this realm of reality. And there's a lot of family, friends, and associates, co-workers, people you went to school with that knew you were going to surpass them, and they never wanted to see that happen. And that's why they acted the way they acted, and they treated you the way they treated you, not realizing that, hey, if they was willing to work with you, then they'll probably have some work somewhere down the line. But you understand what I'm saying? They fired themselves when they could have hired themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why your friends and your family members, and sometimes you feel like you don't belong nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? Because these people are at a level they can't meet you. You understand what I'm saying? You realize why these people can't love you the way you love them, or give you the value that you gave to them, because they don't have that value. A lot of people are scraping out the bottom of the pot. You understand what I'm saying? We the cream of the crop. You understand what I'm saying? So paying heed to that, just take that and let it marinate. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no oven mitt because they are microwave. You are the oven. You thoroughly cook things. They want it quick, fast, easy, and now. And everything that we dwell with and deal with and dealt with is only on God's speed. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it's the difference from demon time and God's speed. It might not be when you want it, but it's when you need it. You understand what I'm saying? And then the devil, you know what I'm saying? Demon time is when you want it, but not when you need it. You understand what I'm saying? The Most High say, hey, I'm going to give you these wings, but you're going to grow with them. You're going to develop them. You're going to develop with them. Compared to what the devil do and his children, they on demon time, overnight success. They get wings overnight, but guess what? Sooner or later, he going to clip them as soon as they try to get as high as they want. The only thing is between us, and the difference between them and the devil, is that God let us know, like, hey, don't fly too high, because this sunlight can melt your wax. You understand what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, in so many different allegations, metaphors, and what I mean, let me slow down. What I basically mean is that, hey, God taught us not to be prideful, to be humble, but not too humble. You know what I'm saying? As wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. You understand what I'm saying? And as a chosen one, you ain't gotta walk around like you the baddest or act like you the baddest, because you know you are. Source know you are. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why your friends and family act and treated you the way that they have. That's probably why you no longer with your family. You don't even have the same communication with your family, because you know your mama and your daddy, your sisters and your brothers, and people in your life, they can only see you at that same stage from where they saw you at. You understand what I'm saying? And we could develop, we could evolve with our relationships with them, but they can only look at us the way that they want to look at us for the rest of their lives. Like, you know what I'm saying? One time I had to tell my mama, she was like, you my child, whoopty whoopty whoop. And I was like, no, I'm not your child no more. I'm your son, but I'm not nobody child. I'm you law. Nobody, your minds. You feel me? And I was like, no, not in a disrespectful way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a child no more. The only child that I may be is the child of the Most High. But I'm your son. And they can only see us from that image. You know what I'm saying? Just like you met somebody and stuff, they only could see you at, say you met a friend at 16 years old. They only gonna ever forever see that 16-year-old you, if they are of a worldly person, of an ego person. But if there's a spiritual person, they know that you evolved and you changed and you're no longer that 16 you. You may be youthful and young and vigorous and vibrant like that, but on a spiritual level, you so past that. You know what I'm saying? One day for us is like 1,000 years for them. You understand what I'm saying? Did I say that right? Yes. 1,000 years is them living one day in our shoes. That's too much for them to fathom, too many miles, and that's why they be drove. They can't hold their composure. You understand what I'm saying? Because everything is cold, sure, copacetic over here. And that's why your friends and family, old people, old relationships and lovers and stuff like that, they 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 never wanted you to go further than them. And they don't realize that, hey, the more that they would have helped you and stayed on the righteous side with you, they would have went further in life. You understand? Like I'm saying, I'll give you a quick example. It was one of my older yads and stuff, and we joking, we chopping it up, we laying down and stuff, and she was like, Vabo, I don't want you to become famous before me. And that shit broke my heart. And I was like, if I become famous and I get on and I get rich and I'm wealthy, you get rich and you get wealthy and you own. But she was in competition with me and she was coming through her ego, right? And the same time, that same chick, that same female tried to destroy me. You know what I'm saying? She casted me in the fire, not realizing that I was gold. Not realizing that the only way to melt gold is to put it in the highest temperatures of fire. And that's what God is doing to us. That's what God does for us. They not listen, it's a different type of burn. It's a different type of sensation, a different type of reaction. We are logs. We are the fire logs. They are like throwing a tissue roll in a bonfire. It is gone. Just like that. Easy come, easy go. That's demon time. Godspeed is a whole different type of vernacular, a whole type of different calibration. You understand what I'm saying? And you gotta realize that it's a marathon and it's not a motherfucking sprint. Excuse my language. I did so good not cursing, huh? But we're gonna leave one curse word in there. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? That's just me expressing myself. I mean what I mean. You feel me? And Izak, Spizak, Lizan, Dizan, Wazers, and the Most High always knew the actions that resides within our heart. And he knew the actions that reside in their heart. And their actions come off their tongue. Our actions come off the energy that we pulsate. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference from them and us. There's no competition. That's why they see a distance, because there's a difference. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know where we at in this Joe's. 11 minutes. Okay, because I gotta go take a shower. But I just wanted to chop it up with y'all and let you know a little something. I probably make a part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down the line. But that's why your family members and your friends and your lovers and a lot of people did you and treated you the way that they did, because they know you was gonna be going up in life further down the line more than them. You understand what I'm saying? And it might have took you longer. It might still be taking you some time to get where you gotta go. But guess what? They already at where they at, and they not even on your level. It might look like they got all the material gains and ish, but that ain't nothing compared to the spiritual knowledge, wisdom, spirituality, and intellect that we has and we possess, that we've been weaved within from the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? But they are in a tangled web that they weave, dealing with, the other side. It's the difference. We pulling strings. They got caught up in them. You understand what I'm saying? When they could have been pulling strings with us, but the same strings, the same threads, they try to lace us up in and get us tied up in, they got caught up in. You know how many friends and family members, old relationship, lovers, and places and faces and locations and situations we had to leave behind, and they still doing the same thing. I done went to so many cities, states, and countries, and I saw the same people at the same place. That means they still reading the same sentence. It's a lot of people in life that still reading the same sentence. Didn't even get to the dot, didn't even get to the period. And we just flicking through the pages, chapters, reading new books. You understand what I'm saying? Tell me, am I wrong, or tell me if I'm right. There's a lot of people that you grew up with still in your hometown. And that's why you had to leave your hometown, because there was a fishbowl and we belong in the ocean. A lot of people, your friends and your family members, chose the bottled water to quench their thirst. When we are found in the ocean, you'll die if you dive in thee. That's how shallow they are. You understand what I'm saying? We brought this diving board to the ocean. They can't go that deep. You know how I come. Water's water, but it's a whole lot going on under surface. Y'all know what the vibe is, man. 888, peace and prosperity. This rotation is the greatest in every rotation at the red. We're going to be all we could be and be the best we could be. Choices, chances, and changes. Dedication, determination, and discipline. If it ain't add no value to you, cut it and don't add no value to it. Yeah, send respect to everybody that's out there saving their money, time, and energy. And if it ain't add value to you, what I say, cut it. Cut it. Them prices way too high. You need to cut it. Because you need to pay attention to what's paying you. You understand what I'm saying? If you new, you don't know what to do, hit D. All the above. Like, share, comment, subscribe, man. Shout out to the new subscribers, the new viewers, the new trolls, the new haters. I'm not blocking none of y'all. I'm keeping all y'all in this motherfucker, so y'all can watch this. Cause you could have been they could have been on our side watching this. So they gotta watch us from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Only way they could hate on me is from iTunes and the thumbs down on my YouTube videos. They can't even call me. They can't even call you. They can't even come up to you. They can't even visit you no more. They don't even know where you at. Unless they hacking shit. Then that's the second curse word. I'm tightening up. But yeah, man, let me go ahead, upload this video. At the same time, like I said, it's still nighttime. I gotta go hurry up and hop in the shower, scrub my body, because sooner or later the hogs and the coyote gonna come out if the ants don't take care of it. But I did threw some chicken bones and some sausage out and stuff like that. No, I don't eat this. Nah, shout out to Jim. Shout out to Jim Lotus. No, I'm going back to my original lifestyle. I don't eat no meat. You know what I'm saying? I did fall short sometimes. I ain't gonna be no hypocrite now. I was trying to put some meat on my bones, all looking like stick man, but hey, I'm about to start looking like a bodybuilder, man. But I'm done. I'm done talking my ish. Just have to shoot the breeze with y'all, man, and chop it up with y'all. I ain't want to take too much of y'all time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get back in the game, handle y'all business, say some prosperous words to the Most High, because God, the source, the creator, is the greatest of all greatest, the greatest of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? So y'all take care. Inshallah, and so shall it be. La pareza, guioso, aflarón, no narito, no sayayo.